I really hate to do this. If you have watched, I don't know if I'm gonna release the video before or after this video, but in a different video, I'm talking about all's fair's fashion. That's a tongue twister. And whilst making that video, I just found myself kind of going off on a little tangent about, you know, the criticism of the show. Okay, that's why I'm making this video, defending all's fair.
My new appearance. Please know that this look is mine. Nothing more than next Halloween's costume, where I will be dressing as a whore lawyer. Walking down that hallway shaped like a clown cervix.
You are not taking so much as a ballpoint pen out of this building.
Enough edging, counselor. Let us go already.
Okay, maybe I should take this as a sign that I shouldn't do this video because 2 cameras wouldn't work. I firstly used my Canon and then I used my Kodak, and yeah, the vibe wasn't just, they didn't want to cooperate.
That's a very bad idea.
So we're on my phone because I really want to film this today. So here we have it, me defending all's fair. Gosh, I hope this isn't bad and I hope it doesn't make me look stupid.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the show starts when the women, you know, start up a new firm because they didn't like the treatment of the firm that they had before. So they started a new firm that was all women, for women. They attended to female clients specifically regarding their divorces from their ex-husbands.
Oh, Laura. Wow, right this way. You're the best divorce lawyers.
I need you to tell us the whole story.
We got married when I was still an undergrad.
We were in love, it was all perfect. Except for this one small thing.
I trusted him.
How did this ever happen to me?
The first criticism that I saw online is this show is a very feminist show that just wants to paint men in a bad light.
She's not getting...
Men, they are terrified of women in power. And women besting men in divorce? No.
I don't think that's true. And I say this because, yes, the very inciting incident that, you know, gets the show going is the fact that we have these men that in a way force these women to have to leave the company and they just decide to start their own firm. And yes, it's an all female law firm that hires women and attends to women. But if you watch the show, you'll see that yes, they do defend women, but the show itself that's writing the events of the show, I don't think the show is a male bashing show because there are instances of good men on the show, particularly one of the main character, Glenn Close's husband. He's a very good man on the show, and Glenn Close's character is absolutely enthralled with her husband. Similarly, there's another character, Naomi Watts, who's in a relationship with a man and she loves that man. She wants to be with that man.
Tell my client.
However, I will say I feel like the show is gonna take a turn in terms of their relationship. It's definitely gonna take a turn. He's giving villain vibes to me. And he shouldn't be giving villain vibes because, you know, thus far he's shown himself to be a stand-up individual, but that's just a whole different conversation. But yes, the show does have instances of good men on the show. The show is not very black and white in how they approach relationships between men and women on the show. Yes, there are instances of female characters being assaulted or female characters wanting revenge against their husband, but the show isn't as cut and dry as you would say. I remember there's this particular clip that I saw, video, and they were like, oh, I hate the fact that all these female lawyers just want to take all of these men's money. Thus far on this show, there actually hasn't been an ex-husband that has had all of his money taken away from him and he didn't deserve it. As far as I remember, that actually hasn't happened yet. There was a particular instance, a particular case where this woman got a lot of work done on her face and her body because her husband demanded it, and now she wants a divorce. And the lawyers, Niecy Nash especially, is like, we're gonna take him for all his money. Look at what he's done. That's the clip that everyone is referencing. They're referencing the fact that she said, we're gonna take him for all his money because of what he did. Like, he was emotionally abusive to her and he made her get all this work done. That's why they said that she's gonna take him for all his money. And I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, oh, that still doesn't entitle her to all of his money. Okay, if you think that's cool, but the show doesn't even take his money, because later on in the show she assaults him, so she loses any right to be able to pursue the case of taking his money. She also disfigures him the way he disfigured her, so she doesn't take his money. And I don't know why people keep holding on to that. I think a lot of people aren't watching the show. They're watching critics watch the show, and then they're taking on the opinion of other people who are saying, oh, this show's terrible. Oh my god. But you haven't watched it. How are you gonna think that something is bad when you haven't watched it? Come on, guys. I've literally seen comments. Like, I watched Double Toasted's review of the show, which it's actually what prompted me to watch the show, because I remember I was watching Double Toasted's review of All They're like, oh my gosh, the show is so bad. The characters are shallow. It's just a grandiose display of wealth. It's capitalism. It's just so... And I'm not, against, feminism, but the show is just, oh my god. And I was like, oh damn. I know that it's supposed to turn me off, which is the case for most people. It actually turned me in. I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, is it that bad? But I went into the comment section and I saw people being like, oh, not gonna watch it. It looks so bad. And in the next video that I saw, review from Double Toasted, the comment section was like, oh yeah, it looks so bad. And someone was like, has anyone actually watched? Literally someone commented, has anyone here actually watched the show? And the replies to that comment were like, no, it looks so bad. No, I wouldn't want to waste my time. No, ugh. I was like, you guys haven't watched the show. To be honest, I will say it's not a show that men would probably enjoy, because it does focus on women and women's perspective, women's experience. So even if you were a person who would like the show, you're more likely to be a woman. So if a guy doesn't like it, that's fair. I mean, there are shows that are, I guess, geared at men that I don't care for. I don't, and it's fine. It's okay.
Beef curtains. Black May West.
I can give you guys that. The fashion is, honestly, it's only Kim that's doing this mess. Kim Kardashian. She brings down the professionalism of the whole entire thing. I agree, along with some of the moments on the show that are very dramatic in the office. Like, realistically, this wouldn't happen in an office. But I don't know, that's another thing. Guys, there are so many shows and so many movies that you have to suspend your disbelief to watch them. Even reality TV shows, that you have to suspend your disbelief to believe this. Like, there are reality TV shows that, these high-powered celebrities are making jokes with their boss, or there are certain things happening on the show, and I'm thinking, like, how is this even able to happen? Like, is this even real? And I suspend my disbelief and I continue to watch. Like, I don't understand why we're acting new to, acknowledging that something wouldn't happen and just going along with it anyway. I understand why people are saying he's another version of Tyler Perry. Because yes, Tyler Perry does that. He's the big boss man of writing scenes in professional environments that would never happen in real life. Like, the most ridiculous.
And she runs those guys over.
He actually loves to set his characters in professional environments, and he doesn't even know about how those professional environments work, mind you. And having the characters act a mess in those professional environments and have that be regarded as normal. Completely a normal Tuesday. On the show, I think they do a similar thing. There are moments that it's like, come on now. But the show does acknowledge it a little bit. For example, there's a moment by Sarah Paulson's character where she actually freaks out. She has a breakdown, a mental breakdown, and she gets on the table and she starts screaming at another character. And you see that some of the employees of the show, as they're passing by, they stop and they watch and they take, there's a particular moment, and if I'm remembering correctly, one character literally takes a picture or a video of that moment and then keeps walking, like two women walking together, and they're like, oh my gosh, what is this? And they like, but for the most part, you know, they're in a room. It's not as if you'd expect a lot of people to come and conglomerate in front of that room. For the most part, it's just them in this room and this moment is happening. So, I mean, yes, that is a crazy moment. That wouldn't happen in real life, but it's a show. It's supposed to be dramatic, guys. Do you really want to watch, like, we already have Suits. We already have other professional shows that, you know, keep things in line with how the show is supposed to be, like how the profession is supposed to be. Like, come on, let's have a little fun with it. So is it cringy sometimes? Yes. Yeah, it is. But let's have a little fun with it sometimes. Come on, guys. Come on. Why does everything have to be so serious with you? Come on. Don't you know how to have fun? Don't you know how to have fun? I know, I can already hear your thoughts. Like, girl, like, no, that's stupid. Like, that's a stupid person's opinion that you think that this show shouldn't be more professional in its approach to how they dress the lawyers and moments on the show that happens in this law firm. Like, I get that. The next criticism that you can see regarding the show is that the characters are shallow. Kim Kardashian's character is quite layered. I would say she's I don't understand you guys. She's shallow, like, be shallow. Come on now, like, be serious. Kim Kardashian's character, Aurora, is divorcing her ex. Spoiler alert, by the way. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched the show. From this moment on, actually, in this video, it's gonna be, I think, very spoiler ridden. So watch with caution if you do intend to watch the show. Aurora's character, Kim Kardashian's character, Aurora, is divorcing her ex-husband, played by Matthew Noska.
Never really know a person. It's just a trap.
Guess who?
Chase. And whilst she's divorcing her ex-husband, she's dealing with the fact that she never had kids with him. She always wanted kids. She always imagined having a family. She and him never had that family because he was a huge football player, and they just thought once he, you know, was able to slow down, perhaps retire, then they would start the process of having a family. However, he was cheating on her constantly, and it got so much to the point that she had to start this process of divorce from him.
Who's here with me right now? Chase, say bye-bye to your future ex-wife.
Bye-bye.
See you in court, you poor discarded.
Tiana Taylor's character quickly goes through the stages of, you know, Kim Kardashian hating her character, but then Kim Kardashian, when she finds out that she's pregnant, almost takes the baby as her own because it's Chase's or Matthew's character's baby, and it's the baby that she wanted. Even though it's by another woman, she knows that it's Chase's baby, and she feels an attachment to the baby. Like, in fact, during the divorce, she actually goes to, because she's lost her ability to have kids, she actually, because, you know, she's in her 40s now, she goes to get the embryos, two embryos. She had two embryos left, and she implants them anyway in the middle of her divorce. So her character is very, like, listen to that. When you hear me say all that, does that sound like a shallow character to you? Like, honestly, I was watching the show and I felt like, am I tripping? Like, you guys are saying these characters are shallow, and I'm seeing something different. The next character that we have is Niecy Nash's character. Niecy Nash is also not particularly shallow. I wouldn't say that any of these characters are more shallow than another TV show's characters, honestly, especially considering this is only the first season and it's only the middle of the first season. I don't know how you've only watched, honestly, when I think back to Double Toasted, I think only 3 episodes had been released or something like that. I don't know how they were gonna call the characters shallow when you've only watched 3 episodes with these characters. You don't know these characters yet. Anyway, yeah, Niecy Nash's character, she goes through an assault in this character, and she's the mother of 3 kids, and she's dealing with the fact that she has recently transitioned from being a cop into becoming a lawyer, and she tries to be confident in her lawyer status. That's also quite interesting of a character. Next is Glenn Close's character, and she's dealing with the fact that her husband is sick, and she tries to keep it together. She's brokenhearted by the fact that he's sick. She's still trying to lead these women because they look up to her in the office. She is still trying to be a strong, presence for them and encourage them and uplift them. Does that sound like a shallow character? The next character we have is Naomi Watts' character. Naomi Watts has commitment issues. Naomi Watts' character has commitment issues. She's dealing with a lot of insecurity that she's acquired over watching so many marriages end in divorce. I mean, it's her job. She's a divorce lawyer. And it has impacted her view on relationships. She acquires the belief that most relationships end up in a courtroom. She has to battle that belief that she had in order to be with her new relationship. And, she's navigating that. So fighting all the negative beliefs about men and about relationships so that she can be with this man that she really wants to be with. She's not married. She doesn't have kids. I think that's an interesting enough storyline for her. Yes, those are all of them. Oh yes, oh my gosh, I can't forget. Sarah Paulson's character.
Boy, do I love coming here.
Is next up. Sarah Paulson's character is amazing. I love Sarah Paulson. I love her. On this show, she's a great actress. Really, really great. Whenever she comes on screen, she just takes up all the space in the screen. She's incredibly layered as a character as well. She deals with a lot of insecurity issues. She has relationships with other people on the show, or had relationships with other people on the show that turned sour. And she has a daughter that she has a very good relationship with. I actually love that they did that, because in a lot of shows, they like to show the villain having a bad relationship. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my video. Wait, this is not a new video. We're in the middle of one. I can explain in one word: technology. Yeah, technology, guys. Sometimes it has its own plans. It does whatever it wants. It's actually 5 days later, and I've watched the newest episode. So I'm on episode 7 out of all the episodes. So I'm all caught up. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you stayed to this point, thank you so much, because I feel like I was rambling a lot in this video. I do that a lot. I am a chatterbox, but the thing is, a lot of the time when I sit down to film these videos, sometimes I have points, but the thing is I veer off from the points very frequently. And sometimes I don't even have points. Like today, I didn't really, when I filmed this video, I didn't really have the points written down. I had them in my brain. So thank you very much for watching this video, and tell me what you think of what I said. If you agree, if you disagree, it's fine. I respect that. I respect you. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Walking down that hallway shaped like a clown cervix.